Here with a look at Tesla. It's been a while since I did a video on this stock here. All right, but we're gonna take a look at it and try to break it down here, see what's going on. Obviously, we're on a little bit of a rally. We're up to 257.18 today, up 7.69%, up $18.36. Not too shabby. All right, so let's take a look at this chart. Okay, first things first. All right, right in here. Okay, this mess in here. All right, this turned out being a huge ABC correction. All right, if we put a fib on here, measure it right to this 618. Okay, this was your B leg. This turned out being a B. If we take our A leg up here, put it on top of the B, that's going to give us a target for that C leg. All right, right there. Okay, that gave us a target down there, right down. We had it down at 101.02, and did it come down? Yeah, wick down there and got it. Okay, so that worked out perfectly for that ABC. You can see it right there, A, B, C. All right, and I'm running 1 month only. You can access my trading videos in a level 3 membership for $14.99. There's 8 videos in there now, about 5 hours worth of stuff. I just put one in yesterday about how to short, with leverage and stuff. If you're not familiar with leverage, and none of this is financial advice. My videos aren't, none of this is, okay? I'm just showing you the charts, what I see going on. So if you want to go over it, you will get $15 worth of knowledge. I guarantee you out of it. Okay, so 1 month only, that's it. And that's just because this is a fairly new channel. I'm gonna give the people that were here first a chance at accessing those videos. So I got a lot of work in them. The video I put out yesterday, but it was over a half hour long. So all right, let's take a look here. Okay, first off, we do have a major resistance zone right there. Okay, we came up and tapped that. That also is a 702 on the Fibonacci. All right, if we pull fib out on this thing, you can see the 702 is the green line up here, right here. End up nailing that. It ends up being right at that resistance line. Okay, 618 or 702 is normally the area where you're either going to stall out, okay, and an ABC comes in, where you're going to break through that area and head higher spots on the chart. Now, if we pull up the RSI here, you can see the RSI on the weekly wants to turn back up. Okay, now if we go out through here, let's go into monthly. The monthly is still bullish. It's at an 85 and a 71. Okay, you can see how we just tapped this here. All right, this upward momentum starting to curve over here. Okay, on the monthly. All right, starting to lose a little bit of momentum here. You had bearish divergence. Right. This was back this high here. Then you had a lower high. Come in here on the, oops, let me pull this up here so you can see it a little bit better. All right, right here. Then I covered this back a while ago when we were back here in price. Okay, but as the price came up, you had this high here, then you had a higher high on price, lower high on the RSI down here, higher high in price, lower high on the RSI, and then this big ABC correction happened in here. All right, now a lot of times, believe it or not, these trend lines, we'll leave it on here. Okay, a lot of times they come back into play down the road, just like the support line right here. All right, we're going to run this support line out, see what happens here with it. Okay, I'd actually like to go back on the weekly and adjust that, so it looks pretty good where it's at. All right, if we lose this support line, all right, say the price comes back down here, all right, and ends up breaking down through it, something else is happening. Okay, then you're breaking trend, and something else is happening with this thing. All right, right where we're at now on the weekly, let's put a Fibonacci in here. Let's see if we can see what's going on here. All right, we are right at a 618. Okay, just like I told you, 618, 702. Them are the two areas you want to get through. All right, we have that weekly turning back up here. All right, so it looks like it wants to break through that. All right, the daily is. Let me get these things straight back out here. There we go. Let's get that line off there because it'll be on here when I zoom in even further here. So we have, and here we go again. We got bearish divergence here on the daily. All right, you can see here we had this high in price. It's heading down. Okay, we had this high in price right here, down here in the RSI, line it up. Then we had a higher high in price and a lower high on the RSI. Right, that's not good news. Okay, and then we had this big rollover here. That daily is getting to the top of 194. Okay, so the areas I would really pay attention to with Tesla is right up at about 264. That's this green 702. All right, if it breaks through that, all right, this thing could be coming back up to retest that what is it, 299 area. All right, but you have to keep an eye down here for more bearish divergence too. Okay, if it sets a lower high than over here, okay, then obviously, especially if it comes back up here and touches this. Sorry about that, guys. I keep right clicking that for some reason. But if we come back up here, if it does get through there, we come back up to this area. Okay, same as over here. All right, and this RSI ends up coming up and rolling over, and it's shorter. And when we have bearish divergence on there, then that would end up being a big problem there too. Okay, that would show weakness in this chart, which it's kind of showing a little bit of weakness here. Okay, we had this bearish divergence back. When was that? July. All right, and it ended up playing out. We had this big crash down. All right, now the daily's getting towards the top here. It's at a 194, and it can stay up there for a while. I'm not saying it can't, because back over here you can see what happened with price. The daily got to the top, and it stayed up there for a long time. Geez, till this thing ran up to 299, and it was at the top at 165. So that don't mean a whole lot here, apparently, with this with Tesla. All right, the 12-hour. Right at the top of 194. If we go into the 4, we're at a 99.8 and a 99.8. Okay, so very close to flipping bearish. 99.87 and a 99.87. That's pretty interesting. Okay, but we're right at that 618. I would not be surprised one bit if we hit that 264 area and this thing starts to roll over. Let's see where the 1 hour is at. The 1 hour is at 99.91 and 98.44. Getting pretty high for sure, the RSIs. Okay, so that's the relative strength index. All right, when they're at the bottom, you're oversold. You're expecting price to rise. When they're at the top, they're overbought. You're expecting price to come down. Now we don't have any bearish divergence on this 1 hour. On 4 hour, I don't. We had it back here, of course, way back in July. I don't see any bearish divergence there. Newly bearish divergence on there. Right. If we zoom out here, oh boy, let's look at the daily here. All right, this daily. Okay, we have this low here. We have just slightly a lower low here. Okay, on the daily. On price, now you go up and match them lows with price. You have this low here. You have a higher low on price. Okay, so we got a little bit of bearish divergence on the daily chart. Right, which you definitely you got to point out, just barely, but it is there. Okay, if we pull this up, see the lower low right there on the daily. All right, so that's not when you usually see that. Okay, this thing could end up pulling back to this trend line and riding this trend. We'll have to see what happens. I'm real curious when about this 264.28 area. Okay, actually get this perfect on here. Try to get it as good as I can for the video. Yeah, around 264 bucks. Pay very, very close attention to that area. 265, 264, 265, right in that area. Okay, watch, especially if you have this on your chart. Put this Fibonacci on there. You got to put the 702 in manually. All right, just click on it. Very easy to do. Settings. Right down here, just put right there. Just put 0.702. Okay, you have to put it in manually, and then hit OK, and it'll show up on your chart for you. All right. But this thing's definitely getting high on the daily. The weekly looks like it wants to turn back up. Okay, we'll see what happens with that. But if this thing ends up hitting that 702 and rolling over, this could be an ABC coming in. All right, if we put a line at that right there, you would have your C leg would be equal to your A leg. So if we pull this down, all right, you'd be looking at a correction down to the 172 area for an ABC. So we'll see what happens. You know, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. It's just something that could happen, you know, potentially here if we don't get through that 702. All right, right up around 265 bucks. Pay very close attention to that area. All right, we have that weekly trying to push back up here though. All right, and we have the monthly at a 85 and a 71. Monthly is still bullish, right? Rolling over a little bit down here, but it's still bullish, okay? So this thing could, we'll see what happens. The main resistance area for this thing is up at 298.55 up here. 298, 300 bucks, call it. Okay, we break through that, and then we could have something rolling here. We could be looking for higher prices, but pay very close attention to them areas I pointed out, please, and please pay attention to that bearish divergence on the daily. All right, just barely, but it's there. All right, you have a lower low here and a higher low in price, so that's bearish divergence. All right, guys, thank you so much. Have a great day. I'll talk to you soon.